Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Finds. Now in today's program I have a bunch of promotional records that were sent to me, as well as a few records that a couple of viewers sent to me. So it's kind of an eclectic mix and I can't wait to get started. So let's begin with the first record. This is Songs for Unsung Holidays by Chris Butler and Ralph Carney. Now if you know those names or have heard of those names, I wouldn't be surprised. Both these guys have been in the industry for many years, kind of in the background helping to produce, guesting on different albums, and sadly Ralph Carney passed away last year, and so this was one of the last things he ever recorded with his good friend Chris, and they had a lot of fun on this record. You can really hear it when you put that needle down, I'm telling you. I will say though that it falls along this sort of absurdist line. Like if you're into Frank Zappa, that kind of humor, that intellectual absurdist, very interesting music kind of take on things, I think you'll really enjoy this record. For me, wasn't totally my cup of tea. I really liked the fact that they had so much fun together as friends, but for me to listen to it was a bit much. But I really enjoyed the concept of it. They created songs for non-existent holidays. So in that sense, there is a little bit of Weird Al, and I did enjoy that. And both these guys are great musicians. It's a fun listen. This is released on Smog Veil Records. This is just a press release. And this comes on this blue vinyl. It also comes with a digital download as well, but there is side 1 and there is side 2. So up next I have the latest release by Alan Ravenstein. This is Waiting for the Bomb. Came out in 2018. He is, I covered him before. I think I talked about Lost Recordings. You guys can check that out. Really cool stuff. Very interesting guy. He sort of, you know, in his early 20s, found music, started this group Per Ubu in the Midwest, and found that touring really wasn't his thing. Ended up being a commercial pilot. And is now kind of returning to music, and that's really cool. And he put out this record, and oh my gosh, this thing was dark, haunting, thought-provoking. I would call it a concept record, really. To me, this feels like a Fallout landscape, and just the fringes of society are living and trying to get by. If you guys ever seen the movie A Boy and His Dog, this to me is like the soundtrack to that film. He just did a fantastic job on this record, and there's about 16 tracks on here, and it really takes you on a journey. And I would say that it's a fantastic listen. I really encourage you guys to check it out. Let's take a look at the record itself. Came in this really nice, almost feels like wax paper, and it's poly-lined on the inside. Just your standard black. Let's see. Yeah, this is side A, and this is side B. Look at those record labels, very sharp. I love the comparison he's making between a reel of tape and the radioactive sign. Up next is the massive 3 LP release by Paul Rodgers titled Free Spirit. This is on Quattro Valley Recordings from 2018. So this was sent to me. I was unclear what this was, but basically, if this name is familiar, Paul Rodgers, he was a frontman for Bad Company, and then before that, he was in the band Free. And so this is a concert at the Royal Albert Hall in London, and it's Paul Rodgers doing the music from his band Free, and it sounds fantastic. I'm not really one for live albums, but this sounded great. He's got such great energy. The recording is really good for a live album. I actually like the quality of it. And what's great about this release, not only is it 3 LPs, but look at how much information you get. You get all this backstory on top of these inner sleeves. These things are great. Look at this. All these cutouts from when Free was, you know, a relatively new band out there. making a name for themselves. And you can really read all these articles. It's that good of quality, although I feel like some of these you might need a magnifying glass. But I just love that attention to detail. And then here is the second LP sleeve. I should show you the records actually. But they're all basically the same. It says, you know, the labels are pretty much all the same. Paul Rodgers, Free Spirit, LP2. And then there you get all the track listings for this particular record. And here is LP3. I really enjoyed this record overall. It also came with a digital download code. If you're into Paul Rodgers, definitely check this out. He sounds fantastic. Now up next, I have 3 exclusive pressings by FYE. They reached out to me, sent me these records. I was very appreciative. First up, we have highlights from the original score from the show Breaking Bad. Now, truth be told, I've never seen this show, but this is making me want to check it out. I'll tell you that much right here. This is music by David Porter on the back there. Pretty simple stuff. And this is, well, it's the 10th anniversary. Really? 10th anniversary? Man, I am behind on my TV. This is a really cool picture sleeve here. All these images are actually spot varnished, which is really sharp. And again, on the back there. Oh yeah, this is on colored vinyl. Look at this glorious color. I'm not even sure what to call that. Almost looks like an eyeball. There's side A and there's side B. I like how different it is too. So look at the 2 different sides there. You get a lot more green on the inside and almost none on this side. I really enjoyed this score. I don't really know what are the different versions of the soundtrack on vinyl, but if you're looking to kind of get just a taste of it on vinyl, I do recommend this pressing. So this next artist I was not familiar with at all. This is Tinashe with her 2018 album Joyride on RCA Records. This was a treat. Oh my gosh, I was so surprised by this album. I wasn't sure what to make of it, but it's just kind of a low-down, sultry R&B record with some great old school elements. Track 3 on side 3 is my favorite. That is Faded Love featuring Future. Man, this was so cool. And it's a gatefold. Opening up, you get some lovely imagery of Tinashe right there. Let's check out the vinyl itself real quick. This came on exclusive clear vinyl for FYE. Really pretty stuff. This is side 1 and there is side 2. Look how clear that is. That is so crystal clear. And here is the second record. Now unfortunately these just came in these plain paper sleeves, but no worries, I can always replace those. Here is side 3 and there is side 4. So overall, Tinashe, I was very happy to discover her music. Looking forward to checking out more by her. So up next, we have SZA's album Control from 2017 on RCA Records. And oh my gosh, I really enjoyed this record. It's a gatefold. Look at all this old technology behind her. She's just basking in the sun. Really cool design right there. And on the back, you get another shot of all those, looks like mostly computer monitors, I would say. Maybe a few CRTVs in there. And it also came with a booklet, which was really nice. So you get some more imagery and hand-drawn pictures, which I like a lot. Credits. Look at that picture. How cool is that, right? And let's see. Last page, a lot more pictures, some thank yous and whatnot. And the back there, oh, that's where, right back there, that's where the digital download code is right there. Now, like I said at the top, this is an exclusive color to vinyl variant, and I'll show you the records right now. Here is record 1, and it comes on Coke Bottle Clear. Look at that, it's got a little bit of that green going on. Really like these record labels. And there is side 2. And again, these came in these plain paper sleeves, which I'll probably upgrade to some rice paper-like sleeves. Here is side 3 and side 4. So yeah, SZA, if you haven't heard her album yet, highly recommend that you do so. So up next, I have a gift from a viewer. This came from Bradley. He's an American serviceman stationed in the UK, and he was kind enough to send me this record all the way from there. It's called A Canadian in London. It's by Edmund Hockridge. Never heard of this dude. Not sure what year this is from. Probably late 50s, early 60s. What's interesting about him is that I mean, I especially love That Old Black Magic. He does a cover of it, but his voice is so distinct. Like, to me, I immediately got the image of Kermit the Frog doing an impression of Robert Goulet. That's what he sounds like to me, and I love it. And I especially want to thank Bradley for sending this to me. He thought of me because he knows I'm into crooners and cocktail music and bachelor pad era style stuff, and I actually really enjoyed this record. Now, speaking of which, let me show you the record itself. This is side A, and here is side B. So yeah, Edmund Hockridge, just one of those guys that time is kind of sort of forgotten, unfortunately, but if you see his record, you see it for cheap, I say pick it up. So last up, I have Ceramic Animal with their 2016 release, The Cart. And I gotta say, I am so impressed with this band. They just have this great sound. It's impeccable the way they arrange these songs and play them. It's got kind of a retro 60s vibe, but not really like garage rock, but kind of garage lounge is probably the best way I could describe it. It's got a lot of great numbers on here, and I am just so impressed. I mean, I wish when I was in a band, I could have put out a release as tight and focused as they put together here. I highly recommend you guys check them out. So here's the record itself. This is side A. And there is side B. Really like that label art right there. Really sharp. Well, everybody, that'll do it for this time around. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know which of these releases you liked the most. Until then, I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this episode of Awesome Finds. Now, if you want to see more, I put a playlist right there, as well as a video that YouTube will choose for me. So have fun and click away.